Hello Reapers, my name's Scythe and today we're going to be starting a new Let's Play series of CardLife. That's right folks, this is going to be an open world voxel type of game, but instead of using cubes as is the tradition of Cube World, Pixar, Trove, and many other games out there, Minecraft included obviously, this game actually has cardboard as the theme and ends up being pretty cool, most of all for the simple gimmick of being able to completely customize every piece of equipment, not to mention your character, that you end up actually experimenting with. Now, before we hop into the game, I wanted to mention that there is going to be servers, but honestly speaking, when you go onto the server, there's so many builds that the frame rate just completely plummets, and I'm using a 1080 GTX, or a GTX 1080 Ti, and I'm getting frame rate issues in this game, so it's completely unoptimized. I just like playing single player, but you can also just host in general, so I don't know if that means you could set up for multiplayer with your friends, but let's just hop into the world that I've already got set up. And I also want to mention that we are in a very early build of the game. We've got this dragon and mech here, and it specifically says that neither of them are actually in the game right now. I will put a link in the description to the official YouTube channel of this game, which does actually show some of the behind the scenes. They did end up showing a video more recently that they are working on the dragon and kind of have his animations down and stuff like that. But otherwise, the game itself is very bare bones. There's honestly not really that much to do if you're actually considering buying the game, because you can of course force your way into it by becoming a founder. I wouldn't really recommend it just yet. However, they have actually told me that there is going to end up being a very big update planned for the next couple days. It might even be out by the time this video comes out. The thing that I think is so cool is the fact that the developers actually ended up contacting me, or maybe someone in their PR department, I don't know. But either way, the cool thing about this game, and the reason why I'm so excited about it, and also kind of expect it to actually evolve rather than most early access games that come out like this just to make a quick buck and then they just disappear forever. This game is actually being made by the Robocraft devs. Yeah, that's right. So this is actually going to be fully developed by an actual big-time company that kind of knows what they're doing. So we have already skipped a little bit ahead here, unfortunately. Sorry to say, folks, but I will kind of explain things as we see it all for ourselves, right? Because we'll get to do all the crafting and junk like that. Don't you worry about it. Man, every single time you end up loading this game, you got to reallocate all of your slots and everything like that. It's gross. But a lot of these resources and stuff I'll explain in a little bit, or is something that is extremely difficult to get. That's kind of why I wanted to just continue my file that I've played this game for maybe 2 hours now, and I'm only like still so early on and at the beginning. I've slowly been kind of exploring the world and trying to get the hang of it all, but pretty much when you start out the game, all you got is your fist, right? I like the way that he's like, and here's the thing that I love about this game: when you end up destroying things, it just takes a big chunk out of it, right? So straight up like cardboard. And this is going to be the way that at the beginning of the game, you're going to be chopping down trees, which I really love the system. Not to mention, finally, another game where the tree actually falls over, which I absolutely love. Unfortunately, you gotta pick everything up kind of like an idiot, by which I mean there's not really much of a magnet for your character to... Oh, water went down the wrong tube. There's not much of a vacuum to pull the resources over to your character. These bushes, too, are going to be something, you just left-click on them. You don't gotta use a use button or anything, but you're gonna end up getting berries out of that, which is gonna be your standard food supply. You can see in the bottom right, that is going to end up being our hunger bar. And then later on, of course, you can see it's a little bit faster now that we've got an axe here. And the different tools are going to end up, of course, giving you different speeds and quality to which you can end up destroying things. But there definitely is a lot of balancing issues right now because of the simple fact that I've noticed anyways, chopping down trees can take an absurd amount of time and you're barely getting any wood, as opposed to if you just go straight into a mountain, you're going to be getting lots and lots of stone very fast. And especially because of the fact it's like, when you're digging in this game, consider that you're actually digging in a circle rather than like a voxel square, right? So with that, I've noticed that you gain a lot more resources if you dig out a full circle block. So it's like, because we know right in front of us is nothing but like a huge glob of stone, we're going to be able to go in here and grab like a whole bunch more of it than we would if, say, I ended up just mining this small little piece right here. That's only going to give us a little bit. You know, I'm just trying to say that it's very accurate to how many blocks you end up destroying or the circumference of the block space that you end up destroying. That's a mouthful, is going to end up giving you the appropriate resources. And the reason why this is so important, I feel, and so unbalanced is because, unfortunately, when it comes to crafting things, like let's just say we want to craft something out of wood, you can start off with all of your wood tools and everything like that. There's a torch that you can carry around, not to mention wood foundation and all of the different things for housing and everything like that, which is really, really cool because here's the thing, folks, is all of it is customizable, okay? So let me actually show you that we can either just craft a basic foundation or we can customize it. It's a little bit buggy. It doesn't seem to be working for me anymore right now. But normally you would be using the drawing tool for most of these anyways, not necessarily for like proper foundation blocks and housing and stuff like that. But you can almost always use the cutting tool when you're actually building a house and stuff like that. And because of it, as you can see, we're just slowly cutting out pieces of the floor. So you can make whatever designs you want, and then you just craft it. And there you go, you actually have that item in game. Now, the game is definitely buggy, so it's like if we would end up just crafting like, let me just show you right here. If I just craft a normal foundation that's not a custom one, it's going to actually stack on top of our custom one. And if we swap off of it for 2 seconds, as you see, now we're just putting down a standard foundation. And we'll get into the building a little bit later, but it is pretty cool, the fact that everything just kind of snaps together. It's very nice, very intuitive, makes the building a lot less clunky over most other games that end up having that kind of stuff. But the direction of the game, from what the developers ended up telling me, was that it's going to be kind of a mix between Minecraft meets Ark, which is really interesting because PixARK is going to be coming out later this month, and that game is also going to very much be like Ark with a little bit of Minecraft thrown in, whereas this one seems to be a little bit more focused on the Minecraft aspect, with Ark being second, because survivability, at least right now, isn't as big of a thing. And I'll show you the combat right here. It's not, you know, it's kind of lackluster. Honestly speaking, you just kind of go up to the creatures and just, what the? You died. Why did I, what? What just happened there? Did the game just explode on me? What was that? Okay, interesting. So it respawned me without my knowledge, and I lost almost all of my tools. For some reason, I kept a lot of my stone tools right here, and it also spawned me at the wrong house. Because I put down a bed earlier, like when I was first playing this game, and I didn't know how to actually get rid of it or like chop it down or anything like that. So unfortunately, it seems like I've lost my way, because where I was actually following a torch line to another house that I ended up making. I have no idea how to destroy property. Like, you know, that obviously the game doesn't really have much of a tutorial at all, but seriously, that was just bad. Because I'm pretty sure what ended up happening there was that I think that the game itself like loaded me in at one hit, despite the fact that I wasn't actually at one hit visually. Like, there's a lot of bugs, and I'm expecting that we're going to end up running into a whole bunch within the series. And, you know, you might be asking, well, Scythe, if the game's like so buggy and broken, why are you gonna be starting a full Let's Play series of it? Because of the fact that the updates are supposed to be coming out frequently enough. I mean, that's the whole thing, guys, is I'm gonna be honest here. You can see a visual glitch when I chop down the tree. I'm gonna be honest here in that I don't know how regular this series is going to end up being. Oops, I should have customized that so I could have shown you guys what that was about, but oh well. What I mean by that is, it's like, I don't know whether or not, like, am I going to continuously have episodes of this game come out, like, over and over and over again? Most likely not. Most likely it's going to be like right now, for example. We might only get a couple episodes in until that update ends up hitting. And, you know, if the update's going to hit as quickly as the developers say that it will, they say it was going to be within the next few days, then we'll be able to just come right back to this, you know, and then we'll get to keep playing, and hopefully there will be a little bit more to actually do. But if it stays like this for like a month or something like that, we might not get more than like 3 or 4 episodes in. You know, I'm just saying, honestly, I can't make any promises to how long we're going to end up playing this game, because I also don't know how entertaining it's going to be for you guys. But as for right now, you know, I just kind of wanted to give you a basic idea of everything that this game actually has before we end up going out and exploring the wilds. I am very, very disappointed, though, that we ended up getting such a cheap death, because that's not cool at all. Like, I mean, I have to look back at the footage when I end up, like, going through editing and stuff like that to see whether or not, like, was I actually at one hit there? Because as far as I knew, I was still doing pretty okay for my health. I think maybe I was secretly, like, starving to death or something. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, here's my other house, and hopefully we can go and find our corpse and see whether or not we can end up finding all of our stuff on our death pile. Maybe it despawns within, like, a few minutes or something. I don't know. But this is the house that I ended up making. Again, you can customize all of this stuff. As you can see right here, this is all I did with a wall. I customized one of them into a window just because there is no actual windows. I don't know why the chat is trying to talk in the bottom left. I could see that. And this is a sign, which oddly enough, in order to actually make a sign say something, you have to cut out the letters yourself, which is cool. Like, I like the gimmick, but I could see how that could be a little bit, like, after a while, it's just kind of like, what, really? Or maybe you just can't use signs right now. I'm not exactly sure. But it does have lots of different compatibility and options and stuff. The stuff that was in my storage chest deleted. This game is so broken, dude. Oh, well. I mean, it's like such an early version, dude. Like, pretty much all it has is just the foundations of the gameplay, right? And then there's also just our hunger meter in the bottom right, which, that's the thing. It's not actually going down right now, which kind of tells me that something might be a little bit broken in regards to, like, how that's actually working. Because, honestly speaking, I'm pretty confident that we were supposed to be able to actually, like, starve to death and everything. Like, by now, I mean, obviously you can starve, but anyways, here's the customization. So let's just make like a crazy pickaxe. You can see that we kind of have like a certain lined area that we can end up building this in, but it's pretty cool that you have this level of customization when it comes to these pickaxes. This is just like a jagged wooden one, so I'm not going to make it look anything super duper fancy. And there you go. Look at my garbage pick. That looks so cool, doesn't it? And then you can always get into the cutting tool here, and you can see the inner line is all that we can end up cutting out. So what I'm going to end up doing is just kind of a basic through the middle thing right here. Kind of make it look a little bit more cartoonish and cardboard, right? So let's see if we can end up doing something like this, and then maybe bumps down at the bottom, just because why not just make it look absolutely disgusting. Super duper thin, and it goes back out, and there you go. Doesn't that look awful? But you know what? I don't like the way that the top looks, so I'm going to cut that off, and I'm also going to cut this part off, because obviously that would make more sense for it to fit into our character's hand, and there we go. We've got, like, the coolest pick in the entire game, right? I love the way, like, that's the whole thing. This game's got, like, just that one gimmick going for it right now, which is very cool. It really, really is. You know, the fact that everything from this point on is going to end up being customizable is very, very awesome. You know, because when, like, for example, the mech, when you end up building that thing, like, what's that going to be like? Are you going to be able to build its legs to be all derpy and weird and stuff? Not to mention you can normally actually customize your character, which maybe I'll show you guys what that's like, at the end of this video today, but I don't know, we'll see. I guess rather than doing all of this, I should just be rushing over to see if my death pile is anywhere. But I wanted to actually create a sword here, so let's customize this as well, and let's just make it kind of a very thin, very thin bloop. There you go. That's the weirdest looking blade you've ever seen. And then let's just make this a standard cardboard cutout one. There we go, and also chop out the middle area so that our character can hold it, right, and roleplay. And let's swap that over. We don't need to have that. This should actually be on 5. There we go. I don't like how it's constantly swapping all of my stuff over. But as of right now, food you can pretty much just spam out. And that's going to end up being how you... Yeah, so my file is glitched. And for some reason, I'm just at one hit. Well, either way, we can edit our character, and I guess I can quickly check and see if I can get my death pile back. But it's pretty cool that you can kind of just customize your character to such crazy degrees, you know? Like, let's see, we can chop out our eyes, and then now we've just got, like, a bread character, right? Hee, I deserve death. I like that fact that you can customize them, like, every time, and then just do, like, such weird things, dude. Like, let's just give him a bow tie, I guess, with his little, you know, his cute little heart, if you can even call it that. It looks like vomit. I'm, like, so bad at this. I'm just gonna throw it together, just make him look like an idiot. I don't care, but you know what? His arms, they gotta be huge, right? Yeah, he's gotta have really buff arms. There we go. And his legs, oh, this guy does not skip leg day, man. Not at all. Look at that. So strong, dude. I wish that there was a third-person camera. Like, seriously. Because I can't for the life of me tell whether or not it's actually a thing. Ooh, we actually spawned at the proper bed this time. Awesome. And we ended up finally losing our entire inventory. I don't know if it's things on your hotbar you end up losing or what. Is our death pile over there? Actually, yes. There's quite a few supplies down there. Interesting. I am noticing, though, that we probably... Yep. So there's our death pile, which means that I should try and go and scavenge the ones... Oh, boy. That are back out in the mountain. I don't know if we can end up actually getting lucky enough to get up there without dying, though. Jumping's a little bit finicky as well, but I don't think we have time for anything else today, folks, so we might have to try and get our death pile in the next episode, because otherwise that was like hours of work just down the toilet because of the fact that I got one shot for absolutely no reason whatsoever. In either case, though, folks, thanks for watching. Very much appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. And if you want to support me, you can actually sponsor my YouTube channel. There will also be links in the description to my merch store as well as Gawkbox, which is a way that you can end up supporting me for absolutely free. Sayonara and stay epic, everybody.